We now make our way further northwards from Florence to Mantua, the home of the Gonzagas. Here in 1607 was held the world premiere of Monteverdi's opera Orfeo. Claudio Monteverdi, 1567 to 1643, is generally credited with the formulation of what led to our modern concert orchestra. Monteverdi's opera, Orfeo, is considered a landmark piece in the history of opera. Some say the first opera that we would recognize as such today. A little further north brings us to Verona, to the very gates of the town where Romeo and Juliet lived. And here we go. But no, we can't go through there. We've got to go round the back to the coach park. Now, as we know, Shakespeare wrote a play about Romeo and Juliet, but we can't get all of that in this film. But fortunately, Tchaikovsky wrote this music for them, and this will just about get us round to the coach park. Now it looks to me as though there's something going off here, and actually it turned out to be a union meeting led by Arturo Scargiletti, I think. I don't think they're pointing at us. Now we'll see more of that later. I've got masses of film of it, and I'll try and cut it down a bit. Firstly, Cecilia is going to take us on a bus tour.
And the trees are here on both sides of the street are horse chestnuts. They're coming down right now, these chestnuts, and they make bumps on all the cars parked, so drivers don't like them so much. We call them crazy chestnuts, castagne matte, because they're not eatable. And my name is also Castagna, chestnut, Cecilia Castagna, but I don't belong to these crazy chestnuts. Look at the elegant Gothic windows on the left, the beautiful balconies on the right. They look like lace, you see these stone balconies? I mean, the whole northern Italy by the Germans. When they realized that they had no more hopes, the war was coming to an end, they wanted to retreat and go back home, and they thought, what's the best way to stop the followers? Of course, you know, the bridges were blown up, they were mined. Luckily, they've been rebuilt later on in the 50s with the same stones taken from the riverbed, so they've been rebuilt. The Romans copied the theaters from the Greek tragedies they had, but they were a bit too sad for the Romans. They would rather have comedies. And then they also had the amphitheater built. Verona is one of the few cities, Roman cities, that has both theater and amphitheater. Amphitheater is a Greek word which means a double theater. So in a theater, the stage was on a side and then half a circle structure for the people to sit at. While amphitheater, the stage was in the middle and people would sit all around as if it were a stadium. And the name arena in Latin is sand, because the stage in the middle was all covered up with the sand due to all this fighting, bloodshed, gladiators, wild animals. We have documents of lions and black panthers being in the arena. So the sand on the floor could absorb the blood. So sand is arena, most well preserved. And it's beautiful that it's still in use. It is not just an empty museum. But again, look at the view. The church has been up to, the fortresses, the empty barracks, and halfway down St. Peter's Hill, the white arches show us the height of the Roman theater, from the street side up to the arches. And look at this beautiful church. The apsis is really beautiful. You see the Gothic windows, the zebra stripes. Zebra stripes, I told you, shows us the 1100s in Verona. Sandstone, the one I've shown you up on the hill, and brickstone, a beautiful work of art. Zebra stripes. So many buildings and churches have the same pattern in Verona all the time. 1100s. You know the river Adige? Until about a century ago, it was navigable. So there were many boats going up and down the stream to carry all the goods. Verona also had beautiful, huge water mills. And the big water mills were used by the artisans of Verona. And then we used to have the houses built directly on the water. So many Veronese could reach their houses from the water side by boat. But then after the many and continuous floods of the river, we built the red walls along the Adige. So now we don't have floods anymore. But Verona, unfortunately, has been separated by its river.
So that was just a selection of our city tour by bus. I have no pictures of either the theatre or the amphitheatre, so you'll have to take it from me that they are there. We're now trying to do a walking tour of Verona. But Arturo is making such a noise I can't even hear the guide. If I turn the sound back up to its normal level, you'll see what I mean. We're quite near, in fact they're just through there. Oh, watch out now, here comes the heavy mob. Looks like another group waiting to go in here. And here's the CIA making a note of who's there. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, she's gone. Now then, do you think we dare join them? They seem friendly enough, even though they're noisy. Now don't worry, we will see the balcony. You know, the balcony where Juliet says, "Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou, Romeo?" Don't blink though, you might miss it. So, Verona, city of Romeo and Juliet, and also two gentlemen like Padua and Vicenza, was once in the Venetian Republic. There was a prehistoric settlement here which became a Roman colony in 89 BC. Hence the theatre and the amphitheatre or arena, in which is held, amongst other events, an annual opera festival. In the 6th century, Theodoric had a royal residence here as well as in Ravenna. Charlemagne's son Pepin established his capital here when he was King of Italy. The Hohenstaufens found it a convenient centre from which to control their interests in Italy. From the mid-13th century, the Ghibelline family of Della Scala ruled here, and in 1387 they were succeeded by the Visconti. Then in 1405, Verona became part of the Venetian Republic. Right, we're just on our way now to see the balcony. So don't forget, Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou Romeo?